guys, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to the Cinematic Reviewer. Today I'm sharing my thoughts on Hereditary. So I watched this movie because a friend of mine from high school had recommended it to me, and I'd seen a few of the other things he had recommended, such as Abbott Elementary, which the first time I did enjoy that. And another recommendation was Breaking Bad, which just didn't work out for me. But I would say this movie is impressive. It's well done and it is freaky. Wow, there's a lot going on in this movie. The only scenes I really knew before watching the movie was I Am Your Mother and the person being on fire. Now the first thing I want to mention is Annie, the main character. Her job was so cool. Making the little miniatures. I always love miniatures. Those are the coolest things. Toni Collette did so great in this movie. It was such impressive acting. This movie is definitely masterfully executed, but it was just so freaky. Like, yes, it's its job, but yikes, dude, that was so intense. The kid, Charlie, she was so creepy. Every single time she was on screen, it's like, ooh, stop. Oh, no, I don't want to see you. Of course, Joan was the bad guy. I remember Aunt Lydia. Reference, of course, to The Handmaid's Tale. I really like how the actors spoke normally. It didn't give the typical horror movie vibe. I'm not sure if anyone understands exactly what I mean by that, but there's definitely a difference in how many horror movies have actors speak. It's like muted, ominous, wooden, something like that. The music did so well, giving you the heebie-jeebies throughout the movie. A couple times there were chill songs that I really enjoyed. So I had just read a book that was talking about music really makes the audience feel, and it has nothing to do with the actors or the storytelling, which I still find a little bogus, but in this movie in particular, I'm like, you know what? This story had a pretty good point. The third act went off the rails! I definitely had to look up ending explained articles afterward, because I'm like, what just went down? That creepy smile the guy at the very beginning at the funeral, and then at the end with the cultists, that was so freaky. I'm just glad because I pay attention to movies. I'm not one of those that's like, oh, let me be on my phone and partially pay attention to the movie. That's not how I operate. I'm just glad that like right away I knew, hey, that guy in the funeral, he's here at the end of the movie, that I didn't have to have someone be like, oh, did you notice that? I was like, yes, actually I did. But I don't know, that was like, don't smile like that. Like, I know we have a horror movie smile, but in particular, that smile? No. I had no idea that the TikTok soundbite came from this movie. That part that's nobody admits anything they've done. I really think it was a little too extreme. That part where the kid literally, as she's struggling, it's already bad that she's got this peanut allergy and she's going through it, and then the pole hits, she loses her head, and then the shot afterward, that was a little too much, I think. Like, you see part of her head and part of it's getting busted up because the bugs are all over it. I don't know, that was a little much. Another part that was a little too much, I think, is that part, so the guy, I can't remember his name. Is it something Wolff? Is that his last name? I can't remember. But that guy, he's looking up in the attic, you know, when all the freaky stuff is going down, and he's looking up, and I'm like, I didn't know exactly what I was in for, but I was like, could it be some of this freaky nudity that's allegedly supposed to be here?'t say one thing there, like, technically it does, but as long as you're not looking, like, it's in the dark, you can hardly tell. Unless you really are zoning in, you don't notice. But I was a little like, please don't tell me we're gonna see that. And we don't, but we see something very, very disturbing. I mean, Annie, she's doing this, literally chopping, which is crazy. That was pretty intense. I was like, ooh, no. And definitely, again, bringing up Annie, her character floating in the air throughout the whole thing. Like the start there where kid wakes up in his room and you see her there and she's just, oh, no. It was too freaky. That was so freaky. And just throughout the whole thing, her floating around, no, absolutely not. I do commend this movie. It was actually scary. There are too many horror movies, scary movies, whatever, that are just shock value, disgusting. Like, where's the fear? Where's the actual scary versus just this, you know? So, while I definitely was pretty freaked out by this movie, and I'll say, I was watching this movie, I guess it was almost like a half and half in the evening, half in more the middle of the night. But, so I went on a walk outside, and it was in the dark, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm halfway through the movie, and I'm like, I'm not scared. Multiple times outside, there's little noises, you know, animals making their noises, and I'm like, what's that? Oh, you know, like, it was just a little, I don't know if I'm really ready for this. And then when I finally finished the movie, I had my closet open, and I was a little like, I need every single light on now. I do not want anything to pop out of there, and I know it won't, but still, you still have that little bit of fear that's like, oh, please tell me nothing's gonna come and get me. But in general, definitely a pretty freaky movie, definitely an impressive movie, very well executed. Did I need to see this movie? I wouldn't say so, but I definitely think my friend did a good job recommending this movie. I definitely see why he would recommend it. It was definitely very well done. But after seeing The Substance, I don't know. I'm sure there's other horror movies that have a really terrible third act that scars you for life, but after The Substance, something like this, it's like, okay. Like, it was freaky, but it's never gonna be as, look away, and cover your ears, because the squelching noises from The Substance is too much. But either way, I'd say this was interesting. It was an interesting experience. I would say, in general, I'm more the action-adventure movie, the kids, family-friendly, PG-13, that's more my go of things, you know? Like, I wouldn't say I'm opposed to seeing certain things, but I like the lighter stuff, the tamer stuff. Like, my most recent movie review on Companion, like, yeah, you could still be horror-centric, suspense, but something like Companion is so light, it's so tame. I'm good with that. When it gets really freaky or gross or sexual, no thanks. So, I think this was interesting. Now I've seen it, I can move on, like, I'm good. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and if you liked this video and would like to see more movie content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Bye!